A counter is a device intended to count input pulses. Counters have more complex digital circuits with internal memory than registers. A counter is a related chain of T flip-flops forming memory with a given number of stable states. Counter bit is equal to the number of T flip-flops. Every input pulse changes the state of the counter, which is preserved pending the receipt of the next signal. Upon arrival of every new input pulse, the binary code at the counter output increases or decreases by 1. The counter can trigger the negative edge of the input or clock signal, or the positive edge. Each counter output is a binary code bit. The bit that switches more often than others, that is, at every input pulse, will be the low-order digit, and the bit that switches more seldom than others will be the high-order digit. The counter can work to increase the output code at every input pulse. This is the main mode, available in all counters. It is called the counting-forward mode. The counter can also work to reduce the output code at every input pulse. This is a counting down or an inverted mode provided in counters, which are called reversible. Inverted counting is quite convenient in circuits where you need to count a specified number of input pulses. Most counters work in their usual binary code, but there are also binary decimal counters. The limit in the code at the output does not exceed the maximum binary decimal number possible with a given number of bits. Binary decimal counters are useful, for example, when organizing decimal display of the output code. They use much less than conventional binary counters. The logical function of the counter is indicated by letters ST. Based on their speed, all counters are divided into 3 groups: asynchronous counters or sequential, synchronous counters with an asynchronous transfer or parallel counters with a sequential shift, synchronous-asynchronous counters, synchronous counters or parallel. These differences are mostly manifested as cascading of counters. Synchronous counters have the highest speed, asynchronous counters the lowest speed. They are managed most easily in comparison to the others.